It's the Orioles on Masson. We're at Camden Yards in downtown Baltimore, where the Orioles welcome in the Detroit Tigers. Tonight it's Game 1 in this 3-game weekend series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks so much for joining us as the Orioles look to break out of it tonight. Of course, it's been a struggle at the plate the entire season for the Birds, but last night, perhaps a ray of hope. Even though they lost, the Orioles did bang out 16 base hits to tie a season high, so maybe the bats are beginning to awaken. But one player who has had no trouble at the plate all year has been Manny Machado. In fact, if you look at the top 10s in every category in the American League, you're likely to see Manny's name. Manny comes in batting .347, fourth in the league. He is second in base hits, tied for second with 10 multi-hit games. He's been that consistent. 8 home runs is tied for third. He's up there in RBIs and on-base percentage. And look at the increase in his batting average from last year, nearly 100 points higher from a year ago. And Mike Vortic, when you look at Manny Machado, this really goes back to February 23rd. That was the first spring training game. He was locked in then. He's still locked in.
You got that right. He came into spring training with a great focus. Now, obviously, learning a new position, sliding over to shortstop in the absence of J.J. Hardy. So he had a lot on his plate, but his hitting focus offensively, he was locked in spring training. He carried it right over into this season. He's just ended an 11-game hitting streak, and I'll tell you why he's being so good right now. He's staying within himself. With everything that's going on right now, Orioles not playing good baseball, Manny playing shortstop, players going down, Scope down, Beckham, he's able to keep his calm at the plate, and he looks as good as he ever has in his career. He has great balance right now. Take a look at his head. That's the key right now. Manny's in control of his lower half, which in turn controls his eye movement. Very locked in there. Limited head movement, sees the ball well. If it's a mistake on the plate, he's finding the barrel, and he's making him pay. A couple home runs in that Tigers series, but no team is safe against Manny Machado. And even if they try to pitch him tough, he has the long arms, the ability to use his legs, and he's an instinctive hitter. He knows what pitchers are trying to do to him. We've seen him take pitches in great hitters' counts, even with 2 strikes, knowing that the pitcher's going to throw one out of the zone. Yeah, Manny's locked in, and he's the total package offensively right now, probably one of the most dangerous hitters in the game.
And one thing he is doing more of this year is using the entire field. Sure, he has pull power, but he's getting a lot of base hits to center field and even going the opposite way.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most mature signs for Manny Machado. See, this is a situation where we've seen it from most of the hitters in the lineup. Yeah, the team's down a little bit. They're trying to make up 20 runs in one swing of the bat. Manny's showing the patience. He's using the whole field. He's making the starting pitcher work. I mean, really, he has great composure against any pitcher on the bump right now. But the fact that he's backing the ball up, using the whole field, just shows that he's a mature hitter. And I'll tell you what, he'll get his batting average. He'll hit for power. I mean, he is a complete offensive package.
Now, the last road trip, the Orioles went into Detroit and were swept in a 3-game series, so maybe a little revenge this weekend. Orioles want to end this homestand on a big note.
Yeah, you know what? The Orioles win a couple of those ball games, though, out there. Of course, a walk-off home run by the other Machado on the Tigers team, hurt the Orioles, but it came down to pitching ultimately, and you see right there the bullpen numbers, an 11.42 earned run average certainly hurt their cause when they went out to the Tigers. But, hopefully the bullpen's back, a little fresher. They've looked pretty consistent here the last couple ball games, and the offense is starting to pick it up a little bit. Obviously, the time to turn it around was last week,
right.
But you go at it tonight. You work off Manny Machado, you get the more consistent offense, and you hope the bullpen settles in. I mean, this Tigers offense pretty tough too, man. They got some hot hitters coming in as well. A lot of guys with multiple game hitting streaks, much like the Rays did when they came in.
So tonight it's Game 1 in this 3-game weekend series. The Birds are looking to snap what is now a 5-game losing streak. We're coming back to Camden Yards. Lineups and first pitch are next. Institute, now open at Foundry Row in Owings Mills, covering all your bases head to toe. Well, it's a nice night at Camden Yards, a little damp. Our game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. 59 degrees, the humidity way up there at 80%, but it is dry at the moment as no rain coming out of the sky. It did rain earlier today, but the tarp is put away, and we are set for baseball here at Camden Yards. And here's the Tigers lineup. Martin at the top. Candelario, the rookie, is off to a fabulous start. And look what he did against the Orioles last series. 8 out of 12 to lead the team. And, of course, Miguel Cabrera, the danger right in the middle of that lineup.
Yeah, let's take a look at Chris Tillman's pitch arsenal this season. The four-seam fastball using almost 40% of the time. And that's really the key for Tillman, to be able to command that fastball. We say that night in and night out that Tillman's on the bump, but it is certainly a key. Play the secondary pitches off the heater. If he doesn't have that fastball command, it's going to be tough for him to utilize those secondary pitches. 4 starts on the year, 9.87 earned run average. Certainly not where Tillman would like it to be, or the Orioles for that matter. But Tillman looked better hitting his last outing. He lasted 6 innings. He had lower pitch count, up around 85 pitches. So I think Tillman's got to use that, obviously build off every start. And I think most of it just comes down to the fastball command. And he can cut the fastball and a little bit movement in the zone. Every now and then he'll drop the big curveball in there to try to keep this Tigers team off balance.
Well, big start for Chris. He has made 4 starts. He has lost all 4, so looking for a win, which would be his first win since May the 7th of last year, which was his season debut.
Yeah.
It's been a tough go.
Well, it sure has. And, you know, I mean, no secret that Tillman battled through some arm problems last year, and I think he's really still trying to recover from that. And there's something, too. You hear guys that go under the knife, you know, Tommy John. It usually takes that second year before they bounce back. And I think Tillman, you know, the offseason, the heel, the kind of trying to work through spring training, I think he's still recovering, to tell you the truth.
And he misses outside to Leonis Martin, who comes in red hot as that batting average up to 287. But how about a 346 clip in his last 12 games? And he's providing some power at the top of the Tigers lineup. Fouls this one back for a ball and a strike. In fact, he and Candelario, who's on deck, they lead the team with 4 home runs each. And Martin is known for speed.
Yeah, exactly. So some danger up there at the top of the lineup, and a little unpredictable as well. You picture the speed guy, you try, you think he's going to slap it, put it in play, but popping it out of the yard here to start this campaign.
So Ron Gardenhire there, the new skipper of the Tigers, his first year. Spent 13 years in Minnesota, of course. He is a solid baseball man.
Yeah, he had a lot of success with the Twins, and I think, you know, just what the doctor ordered here in Minnesota, some young players.
Skied to center field for Adam Jones. Carries a little bit, but Adam's going to get there. And the long fly ball out, and 1 away.
And take that long first out. Of course, Chris Tillman trouble in the first inning. Let's take a look at his career numbers against the Tigers. So another reason why Tillman should be pretty positive about this outing. Career .312 earned run average against the Tigers. 6 wins, just the 1 loss. All the numbers incredible. .204 opponent batting average. Those are those elevated numbers against everybody else. So, you know, so many times you just build off the confidence you've had in the past. Success against the Tigers. Good start in his last outing. This should be a good one for Tillman.
Here's Jamer Candelario. And I believe he was hit by the pitch. Yes, he was. He's going to jog down to first.
Well, see Caleb Joseph setting up down and away, and we've seen this a few times this season with Tillman. He's holding on to it a little bit too long, and it's just about finding that release point, maybe getting a little sideways instead of staying straight towards home plate, maybe pulling it a little bit. So just inconsistently with that release right now, and we've seen that past, well, all last year and into this year as well.
It's pretty amazing that he can miss by that much. I mean, the first pitch to Martin was well off the plate outside, and that one well off the plate inside. So here's Cabrera. You don't like to face him with men on base. He has owned the Orioles in his career. And a nice knockdown there by Caleb. Another pitch well out of the zone.
Yeah, tough pitch to block right there. And Caleb, a quick backhand stop to keep a runner right there at first base. It's so important to keep him out of scoring position, especially with Cabrera up, some good veteran hitters in the middle of this lineup.
Cabrera comes in on a 5-game hitting streak. And there's a strike. Came in off speed.
Like that, a little bit of a wrinkle. Keep these hitters off balance. Get back into the count with that little breaking ball there. And you saw Cabrera kind of jumping around, gearing up for the fastball. And that little bend kind of got him on his heels. Take a look at the Nissan pitch cast there. Don't break your ball, settled right in the middle of the plate.
There's one thing Tillman has had this year is first inning problems. He's allowed 19 runs overall, but 6 have come in first innings, nearly a third.
Yeah, I think the whole team kind of suffering from that problem, you know, falling behind early in ball games.
Cabrera, by the way, all he's done against the O's in his last 48 games against Baltimore, he has hits in 40 of those.
He's a good one. Future Hall of Famer right there.
That was a real good pitch. Another off-speed pitch, 2-2. He had Cabrera well out in front.
Yeah, you look at some of the great right-handed hitters in the history of the game, and of course Miguel Cabrera would be right there. Manny Ramirez comes to mind, and when I see those guys and seeing them go about their business throughout their long careers, and then you look at Manny Machado and the similarities, you know, because Cabrera, great power hitter, but the ability to use the whole field. You know, if there are runners out there and picking up RBIs, he'll slap a ball to right field.
Upstairs with a fastball, ball 3. Well, Tillman has struck out 8 in his first 4 starts, but he has walked 11. And the one number that you don't like to see is very high for him, and that is base runners per 9 innings. He's allowed 42 base runners in his first 4 starts. Candelario runs, and it's fouled back.
Good break ball right there from Tillman. No slider into the outside part of the plate. Fortunately, it stayed off the white of the plate. Just enough movement at the end because it was up in the zone. You see that 6th pitch on the pitch cast. Dangerous up there, especially to Cabrera, right at eye level. He's still got the quick bat.
So another 3-2 coming to Cabrera. Candelario runs, and it's fouled off again. Miguel Cabrera, a .367 career batter against the Orioles. He has 21 home runs and 63 RBIs against the O's.
And you saw that approach right there. So 3-2 count. You see the big numbers, 400 batting average on a 3-2 count. He led with the knob of the bat. He stayed inside that last fastball that was down and in. So that's what he does with 2 strikes. If he tries to get too big, which is a great lesson to all hitters, you're going to have some problems when pitches will expose you. So ability to keep that bat head through the zone.
And he walked him. The Candelario, who ran on the pitch, he'll get to second, and Cabrera to first. So a hit batter now walk, and 2 on with 1 out. Yeah, Tillman's numbers in his first 4 starts, Mike, he's averaged now 21.8 base runners per 9 innings. As a starter, you like to be down around 10.
Yeah, just way too many. I mean, I think things could obviously be a lot worse for Tillman. Not pitching out of a few jams, and he needs that pitch right now. You know, one pitch could really determine this ball game here in this first inning. So bearing down and make it the big pitch, try to get out of this jam, certainly help the Orioles' cause.
Nicholas Castellanos now another of the hot hitters, and he'll take ball 1. Castellanos now 26, and he's actually one of the veterans of this team. He's in his 6th season.
And take a look at this defense the Orioles run at full shift. 1 out. Peterson over on the shortstop side. Davis the only guy on the right side of the field.
Of course, Peterson new to the Orioles, so he's having to learn all these shifts on the fly. He's been taking early work with Bobby Dickerson each day since he got here.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's been out there. Bobby Dickerson's worked as hard the start of this year than any other year. A lot of new infielders coming up. Of course, Peterson new to the Orioles, so wants to make sure he understands, you know, the work that they're trying to put in to make him better. But this full shift, the Orioles haven't really done that a lot this year, especially with right-handed hitters. I know we've seen a lot of ground balls get through the infield. Dickerson making an adjustment with his defense tonight.
Jace Peterson picked up on a waiver claim. The Yankees this year twice designated him for assignment. The first time he got through and he re-signed. There's Jonathan Scope. And the news is good on Scope. He's about to head to Sarasota to step up his rehab. He's going to leave on Sunday. And he'll work out a couple of days down there and then The schedule is to play in an extended spring game on Wednesday, and if that goes well, he'll get back on a plane and enjoy Bowie next Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, he's been working hard. He's had a couple great sessions out here. Watching him, he's running hard, he's throwing hard, getting his ground ball working. So yeah, he is ready to go.
Chased the pitch there, 2-2.
Pretty good change right there from Chris Tillman. Four-seam variety, located very well down and away. Pretty good numbers there with Castellanos. 5-game hit streak, couple home runs, 10 RBI though. Big number there, and he's got a chance to capitalize right now.
Now 2-2, a 2 on and 1 out. And he got him. And that's a good call there by Caleb. As he got a swing and a miss, he went back to the same pitch and gets a big strikeout.
Yeah, you find what the pitcher's got a feel for. Caleb saw a good changeup pitch prior, calls it again in great location, even better, starting it on the plate. So that makes the eyes get big as the hitter. But the good drop on the end, of course, Tillman with the good angle as well, taking about 10 miles off on that good change.
Here's Victor Martinez, the ageless one. He can still get it done.
Yeah, quite a hitter throughout his career, and be interesting. This is fun to watch because Victor Martinez, see the big cut right there. He has been compared to, or I should say Santander has been compared many times to Victor Martinez. Switch hitters, and I don't know, just the way they step into the box, the way they grip the bat. And I think Santander used to idolize Martinez.
And the 0-1 breaking ball upstairs.
Well, the changeup looking good, obviously, here in the early going for Tillman. That pitch count, though, 20 pitches here early. I'll tell you, he'd take 30 pitches if he could come up with a 0 here in the first inning. I know this whole team would.
Victor now 39, probably will be his last year. And he fouls it back, so Tillman gets ahead 1-2.
I'll take a look at the O's defense behind Tillman tonight. Mancini, Jones, and Gentry roaming the outfield here at Camden. Machado and Peterson turning 2. Valencia and Davis are on the corners tonight. Joseph back-to-back games behind the plate.
Martinez out of Venezuela, his 16th big league season. He broke in as a young phenom catcher with the Indians. And there's that good batting eye. Wouldn't chase the breaking ball. And another nice block there by Caleb.
Yeah, beautiful block. That was a nice curveball from Chris Tillman as well. Good finish, breaking down into the dirt. That's where you want to put it when you get the 2 strikes. So well executed there. And nice trust in Caleb Joseph to keep it right at home plate.
Well, Tillman trying to get out of this jam. It was first and second with 1 down. He gets the strikeout. And now 2-2 on Victor Martinez. And again in the dirt, ball 3.
Well, good to miss down there, especially with Martinez.
So this will give the Tigers an advantage. The runners will be off. Candelario from second, and Miguel Cabrera from first. Martinez hitting with the shift on.
Tillman a little trouble seeing the signs there. And Caleb Joseph. Bobby and Buck trying to make sure everybody's in the right position in this 3-2 count.
And Tillman turns to look Candelario back. Sometimes rookies a bit anxious to get that good start. There's Candelario not fooled, and he's smirking back at Tillman. Martinez 6 for 19 in his career against Tillman. And the 3-2 is swung on and lifted to left. Mancini towards the line. He's going to get there, and he's got it. So Tillman works around the hit batter in the walk And the Tigers strand 2. We head to the bottom of the first. Here come the O's. A good omen for Chris. Here's the O's lineup for tonight. Mancini, Peterson, and Machado with Adam Jones in the cleanup spot. He has big-time career numbers against the Tigers. Davis, Valencia, Alvarez with Gentry in right. Caleb Joseph doing the catching.
And let's take a look at Mike Fiers' pitch arsenal, the four-seam fastball. He likes to ride that to the top of the zone. He'll play everything else off that heater. Now, it's not overpowering velocity by any means. Matter of fact, it's gone down a tick or two in the last couple of years, but he loves to mix in his secondary pitches. It's pretty even mix throughout, trying to keep this Oriole offense off balance. See the numbers for Fiers on the year.
And he misses outside. 1-0 on Mancini. Dre 3 out of 13 on the homestand, but he's really had a good run. Unfortunately, ran into the wall with the knee, cost him a few days. But back in there now, and he really spreads the ball around. He had 2 hits last night, both to right field. So almost half, 12 of his 25 hits have been to right field this year. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, he just has great plate coverage, and when he's locked in, he's as good as any right hitter in the game. He stays tall. He trusts his eyes. Very rarely do you see him out reaching for some bad pitches.
And Fiers gets it by him. Mancini out on strikes, 1 away.
Trying to do a little too much right there. 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and it is all over the white of the plate. Mancini just eyes got big right there, and maybe just a little too big on that swing. The bat head drops underneath.
Here's Jace Peterson, and he'll take a strike.
Nice to get Jace Peterson on the base. Watch him go. Every opportunity he's had to get on the bases, something good is happening, man. It's some electric speed for sure.
Well, he was talking yesterday about the Orioles putting in the waiver claim and being awarded his contract, and there's something about being a player who's wanted. Now, obviously, the Yankees wanted to keep him. They were trying to get him through waivers to outright him the AAA, but the Orioles had a definite need for what he could bring, and they went out and got him.
Yeah, young player with good speed, versatility, which is the, now we're into it. I mean, every team wants 1 or 2 of these type of players. Can move them around the field, especially with all the shifts in the game. So he can play outfield and infield. And Jonathan Scope, of course, on the shelf with the oblique strain. About ready to do a little rehab assignment. That's where we're going to end up seeing the best of Peterson, I think. The ability to move around, spell an outfielder here and there, maybe pinch run at the end of ball games.
Well, in his career, he's playing in his 263rd game at second base. He's had 46 games in the outfield. He's had 26 at third base. And he's also played shortstop and first base. There's a bouncer to Iglesias. And 2 quick outs here in the first, but busting it down the line was Peterson.
Now let's take a look at the Tigers defense here. Jones, Martinez, and Castellanos in the outfield. Iglesias over at shortstop. A little bobble right there made it bang bang at first base. Machado playing second base. Candelario and Cabrera on the corners. And McCann doing the catching.
That brings up Machado, 2 down and nobody on. Manny's had a real good homestand. See that batting average now up to .347, 4th best in the league. And it bounces in there. Let's get a look at our league leaders, brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Well, there you go. Manny Machado 4th in the American League with that .347 batting average. The rest of his numbers, and we talked about the Open, all in tops in the American League. I mean, just off to one of the best starts of his career, actually the best start of his career offensively, and no reason to think he's not going to stay consistent this year.
Well, I was looking at his best seasons, and the most hits, as you get a good look at fires there, that Manny's had in a full season as he hits this one to center field and pretty deep. Back out at Martinez at the wall. That ball is gone. It carries out to straightaway center. And the scorching hot Machado gets the O's on the board.
And the result of a good swing right there. And that wasn't because he tried to hit a home run to straightaway center. It's because he let the ball come to him and he just dropped the head on it. That is a backspun home run. Straightaway center field from Machado. Another beautiful swing.
Number 9 on the season. And it gives the Orioles a first inning lead.
Yeah, you talk about launch angles, you talk about catching it out in front. You certainly have to catch it out in front, and that's what creates that launch angle. But if you want to create backspin, you got to be direct to the baseball, and Manny was right there.
It's only the 3rd home run that Fires has allowed this year, and the other 2 came in the same game.
Now take a look at Manny. He gets so quiet in the box, just kind of replacing his foot, and man, that ball's on the white. He just drops the head on it, and look at the extension out in front. And he's still keeping that body behind the baseball. Beautiful swing.
Manny will be upset when this weekend ends. They won't see the Tigers anymore. It's his 3rd home run against Detroit.
Yeah, here's a StatCast, 104 miles an hour off the bat. Perfect launch angle at 25 degrees. And how about the distance, 413? It's just commonplace now for 400-foot home runs. So Manny, for the moment, ties D.D. Gregorius in home runs with 9. Mike Trout leads the league. He has 10. And the Yankees and Angels begin a series tonight in Anaheim. 2-2 on Adam. See his numbers for the year. Adam Jones starting to swing it as well. It's in last night's ball game. Picked up a couple doubles the night before. Looking pretty good. And now one of the all-time leaders. He's an all-time leader in just about every offensive category. But after last night, with extra base hits, tied Boog Powell at 5th all-time.
Slice the other way.
There we go. Talking about Adam Jones turning it up a notch before April 16th. Just 221 since then. Man, oh man, 351 clip. He's got 7 doubles. Mentioned he hit a couple the other day. Hit a home run last night on a high fastball. So Mr. Jones certainly starting to heat up.
And another 2-2 is swung on and popped up. It's Dixon Machado out there in shallow right. And he's got it for the out, but the Orioles grab the lead. The red-hot Manny Machado straightaway center field. That powerful swing has put the O's on top. of Glendale has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. You can play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs and win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. And, of course, for Mr. Walker, Mr. Machado has just contributed another $500 with that first inning home run. So now Tillman looking for a shutdown inning. As he got out of a jam in the first, here's Jacoby Jones getting a start in left field. He is just 2 for his last 10.
Well, Jacoby Jones just ending a 7-game hit streak. So he's one of the hotter bats as well in this Tigers lineup, and some pretty good speed with the power combination. A couple home runs on the year.
Now, Jacoby Jones, talked about this last week in Detroit. He is from Chickasha, Oklahoma. Now, there can't be a plethora of major leaguers who have come from Chickasha, Oklahoma.
No.
Although there are some fine major leaguers from that state, including Dylan Bundy.
Does Dylan know where Chickasha is?
I bet he does, and there's a swing and a miss, so another good off-speed pitch.
Yeah, beautiful pitch right there from Chris Tillman. Nice breaking ball, slider. Take a look at it. Bite. Nice start off on the outer third of the plate, and then it just finishes off that outer edge with some good tilt as well. You see Tillman getting on the side of the baseball. Perfect pitch right there. Well located.
So Caleb early on here doing a good job. He sees that Tillman's throwing some good breaking balls, some good changeups, but he isn't commanding the fastball, so at least for the moment stay away from it.
Oh,
or pick the spot.
Yeah, he's thrown a couple right up at the top of the zone, which I think is a great spot. Well, I'm surprised more pitchers don't work up there, especially with everybody trying to create that launch angle. There are a lot of dips and some swings, and you can get some early quick outs up at the top of the zone. A lot of hitters' eyes light up. There's a lot of infield pop-ups.
James McCann has an 8-game hitting streak working. Breaking ball hit to right. There's Gentry, a circle to it. And 2 men down. Well, Chris Tillman, of course, for the majority of his career has been old reliable in the rotation, but since the beginning of last year, it's been a different story.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to get back to that form back in 2013 through 16, where he had that .391 earned run average. But we had talked about the arm problems. It's the inability to really feel his pitches. He fought through it all last year. Got that 1 win on his opening day. You said it, May 7th. And since then, it's been tough. Just a tough battle for Tillman. High earned run average, still fighting through. Try to find that release point. But as we've been talking about, it's just the small victories. You know, that last outing he had, lasting 6 innings, you know, keeping the pitch count down, I think is huge for Tillman to build his confidence. And then the shutdown in the first inning there, you know, so you build off those little confidences, and you hope you get Tillman back on track.
0-1 on Iglesias. And fouls it back. Well, Tillman retired Jacoby Jones and James McCann on a total of 6 pitches. So you throw strikes, you get them to swing.
Absolutely. And, you know, he really worked through that first inning, through a lot of pitches. So it's good to have, hopefully, a quick second inning.
Bouncer towards the middle. Manny plays the hop, the quick throw, and just in time to get the hustling Iglesias. We'll see if Ron Gardenhire wants to challenge this. He's on the top step of the dugout, but watch this throw.
Man. That's impressive play by Machado. He's getting it out there.
Ron Gardenhire waiting for the word from the video room, and he will not challenge, so Machado is out. A 9-pitch inning as Tillman gets his first 3 up, 3 down. Well, the Blue Jays 5-4 loss to the Red Sox yesterday. Only the second time all year they lost when they scored first in the game, so they're now 9-2. Texas up there at Rogers Center this weekend for 3. And the Yankees got their first walk-off win of the season yesterday against the Twins. They're opening a 3-game series in Anaheim against the Angels. And, of course, that was Gary Sanchez with his first walk-off home run yesterday.
Yeah.
And that stunned Minnesota. They had a 3-1 lead. There was an error, an infield hit, and then a 3-run home run off Fernando Rodney.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you lose 7 games in a row. Yeah, Twins kind of scuffling a little bit.
Chris Davis took early batting practice again today. Talking to him yesterday in the dugout before the game, he said he's a bit frustrated with how things are going. He's trying to work hard at it and figure it out. That ball's hit well, but foul.
And not a bad swing right there, but well, off-speed pitch that he gets out in front of. Chris Davis, you know, we talk most hitters generally, if they want to get back on track, start driving the ball the other way. Let that ball travel a little bit. Let the game come to you instead of going out and getting it. And we've seen signs of that. Davis picking up some base hits, actually a home run opposite field a few days ago. So things are starting to turn for Davis as well. And I think hitting is really contagious. It is. It helps everybody's confidence. And I think after last night's performance, even though they didn't get the big hit and did ground into some you know, rally killing double plays, they pounded out 16 hits. Are you kidding me? So that's got to make everybody feel good in that clubhouse.
And he got him with a fastball. Not overpowering Mike Fiers, but he has a very good command.
Yeah, and he works the top of the zone with that fastball, and it comes in looking like a dang pumpkin. And that's when everybody's eyes light up, and that's when you just get a little bit too big. You see the glove, McCann setting up at the top of the zone. It is a weapon for him. That's where he likes to work. We talked about just this day of baseball, guys trying to drive the ball 450 feet. There's a little bat drop in there, and Fiers right there exposes Chris Davis.
Danny Valencia now, and there's a strike. And Valencia, one thing about Danny, he is a threat to go deep any at bat.
Yeah, absolutely. And all 3 of his home runs this year with 2 strikes. So you think you're out of the woods, you think he might slap one the other way, you make a mistake and he's going to barrel you up.
Fiers gets ahead of him 0-2. One thing about Fiers, he's not a guy that you're going to get a lot of walks, so you should go up there hacking. He's walked just 3 in his first 3 starts, and for his career, he's averaged under 3. There's his pitching coach, Chris Bosio. Valencia 3 for 13 on the homestand, including that home run you just saw. He has a couple of home runs in his career against Fiers. And he goes after a high fastball and misses.
Boy, there you go. You know, Fiers coming in with not a lot of strikeouts on the season, but there you see the effect of that high fastball. Okay, a couple pitches down in the zone, a couple breaking balls, his changeup down there. You change the eye level, and all of a sudden you get him up. You say, okay, you got to get him up, and boom. That's when he gets exposed. See McCann, back-to-back hitters now, setting that glove up at the top of the zone and perfectly executed. And you see what happens when you execute back-to-back Ks.
Pedro Alvarez now. Pedro also has a couple of career home runs against Fiers. He has the most head-to-head at-bats because of their days in the NL Central when Fiers was in Milwaukee and Pedro with the Pirates. That's a perfect pitch on the outside corner, 1-1. Fiers a 22nd round pick in Milwaukee back in 2009 out of Nova Southeastern University, which is in Fort Lauderdale. Against the shift, but right there for the out is the third baseman. So Candelario gets his man, and the O's go 3 up and 3 down.
on the Manny Machado solo home run, but it's about Manny Machado's defense here. How about this chopper by Iglesias up the middle, and Manny readjusting his feet, and then the rocket arm from the side. Lightning fast release here. Glove to hand transfer as quick as you're going to see in the game. But what Manny's learning out there at shortstop, his clock. Manny gets a great jump right here. He's got to adjust his feet, and that's when the hands come into play. Manny getting better and better at improvising out there at shortstop. That was a sensational third out play.
Ball one to Dixon Machado, the number 9 batter. Machado hit the walk-off home run in the game that Luis Sardinas hit the pinch hit home run in the top of the 9th to tie the game. Hit it off Pedro Alvares, who came on to work the 9th.
Yeah, kind of an unexpected home run, to say the least.
Of course, the Tigers are in a rebuild, but they're off to a pretty good start. Breaking ball for a strike, 2-1. In their 10-13, they just had a rough weekend in Pittsburgh, or midweek series. They dropped 2 out of 3 there, including a heartbreaker yesterday, 1-0 on a home run by Corey Dickerson in the bottom of the 9th. Tigers have lost 13 games, 3 of those finals that they've lost, Mike, 1-0. Tillman falls behind 3-1. Center field, Adam Jones. It hangs for him, and he's there for the out. And one away here in the 3rd. Well, the Orioles and Tigers continue their series tomorrow and Sunday here at Oriole Park. And after Sunday's game, as always, kids ages 4 to 14 can run the bases, presented by Wise Markets. Plus, kids ages 9 and under cheer free all weekend long. For your tickets, Orioles.com.
Should be a lot of kids here.
It's always fun to have the kids at the ballpark. The dugout club days are fun because they bring a lot of energy. Leonis Martin. Martin last year spent a good part of the season in AAA with Seattle, but he has found a home with the Tigers now. 30 years old in his 8th season. Now back just below us. I got you. I got you.
I wasn't ducking on that one. Typically,
why were you under the table then? Martin broke in with Texas back in 2011. He's out of Cuba and seems to have found a home in Detroit. So Tillman all of a sudden, Mike, has the command of the fastball as well.
Yeah, you like that, and he's getting a little movement on his cutter. So he command the fastball. That first out was just a little cutter that got off the end of the bat, and that's what you like to see. Some good late movement, and Tillman more aggressive with his heater right now.
Fly ball to right, that's playable for Gentry. And 2 down here in the 3rd. Well, fans, are you following us on Twitter yet? And if not, why not? Check out Masson Orioles for the latest O's news, gifts, highlights, and much more. Tweet us today. That's Masson Orioles on Twitter. Skipper looking on. So far likes what he sees. There's Candelario, and he'll take a strike.
Nice change right there.
Now Candelario, Mike, he was acquired at the trade deadline last year from the Cubs. Alex Avila and Justin Wilson went to the Cubs for their playoff push. And Jamer with the Cubs organization was blocked by a fellow named Chris Bryant, played the same position. So Theo Epstein utilized some strength in the minor leagues to get Justin Wilson, who is still with the Cubs, and Alex Avila, who is now with Arizona. So Al Avila, who's the GM of the Tigers, traded his son in that deal. But this young man is off to a real good start. In fact, on Wednesday, game 2 of the doubleheader in Pittsburgh, he scored 5 runs in that game.
Wow.
Of course, you got to get on base to be able to score. First time a Tiger scored 5 runs in a single game since July of 2008 when Carlos Guillen did it at Kansas City.
Huh.
That is a rare feat.
It really is. I can't believe it was done that soon, to be honest with you. 4 and 5 runs in a game.
Weak ground ball into the shift. There's Peterson. And he gets his man, and another 3 up, 3 down inning. Tillman has retired 8 consecutive batters. East wins. Well, the Rays enter this weekend riding a 6-game winning streak. Of course, they just swept the O's. Scored 4 runs in the first game of streak. They put up 8, at least 8 in each of the last 5 games. However, the Red Sox, Mike, they're a little stingy. They've allowed just 71 runs on the year, fewest they've given up in their first 24 games since 2001. So the Rays opening up a 3-game series in Boston tonight.
It's going to be a good matchup.
Turned into a lovely night downtown. Museum over there. So here's Craig Gentry against Fiers. Those with a 1-0 lead on the Machado homer. Now Buck Showalter with his lineup tonight, he gave both Craig Gentry and Caleb Joseph starts, even though they're right-handed hitters against the right-hander Fiers, and that's because this year right-handers have fared better against Fiers than left-handers. They have in his career as well, but for his career it's only a 7-point difference. But this year right-handers are batting .333, lefties just .250, so Gentry gets a start.
There you go. Gentry will take that.
Buck is always going out of his way in his pregame press conferences to talk about the reverse split guys, because now there seems to be more and more of those types.
Yeah, there really are. Yeah, so managers certainly have to be prepared for that stuff. And Buck, more times than not, though, trusts his gut against guys. You know, if a player's hot, how they do against an opposing pitcher, the stadiums they're in. But definitely he looks at those splits for sure to get that first lineup down there, and then he'll go crunch the numbers again.
So Gentry trying to get on, gets ahead 3-0. Fiers now 32 years old. He was born in Deerfield Beach, and now he lives in Pompano Beach, which borders Fort Lauderdale. Now, Pompano was a popular place for a lot of the Orioles to live when they had spring training in Fort Lauderdale, because Pompano's a very nice area, and it's very close to the stadium. Fiers now with his 3rd big league organization. And he comes back to get him. That's a pretty good job there. He was down 3-0 and he gets a strikeout.
Wow, pretty good changeup on the end of that. Gentry doing a nice job working the count, and then Fiers comes up with just a better pitch. Nasty change at the bottom of the zone, and a nice little fade at the end to get Gentry.
Fiers was traded to Houston from Milwaukee. Here's Caleb. who has a 2-game hitting streak going. And while that is a modest start, it's the first time all year he's hitting back-to-back games. So he's looking to get that bat going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Chance Cisco. And a bouncer to short. Sure hands of Iglesias and 2 down. Well, fans, mark it down. The Orioles host the Kansas City Royals May 8th through the 10th right here at Camden Yards. And on Wednesday, May 9th, all fans will receive a Kevin Gausman t-shirt featuring his new number 34. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com. And, of course, Kevin this year switched to number 34 to honor the memory of the late Roy Halladay. They are both natives of Colorado, and Kevin grew up idolizing Roy Halladay. So as a tribute to the late former big league pitcher, Kevin switched to his number.
Yeah. Well, good man to idolize, that's for sure.
So 6 in a row retired since the home run. And yeah, there's that gang, all the starters hanging out together. Alex Cobb with Kevin. Asher in the back, Bundy there. Did you have an infielders clique when you played? You know, you hung out together in the dugout?
I guess so.
Talking double play philosophy.
Yeah, I guess so. You kind of hang out with the guys that you're close to out of the field. So, yeah, I think players want to be comfortable.
Baltimore chop. Candelario has to hurry. And he took his time, and somehow Cabrera kept his foot on the base. That was nicely done. He didn't rush. So he trusted his arm, and nice footwork on the back end. So the O's go 3 up, 3 down for a second straight inning. We head to the 4th in a 1-0 game. Back here at Camden Yards as we head to the 4th. Machado has the only hit, and the home run has driven in the only run in this game. Tillman back to work. Here's Miguel Cabrera. Chris has retired 8 in a row. And he gets ahead of Cabrera. Miguel walked on a 3-2 pitch his first at bat. Looking to extend the hitting streak to 5 in a row. There's a bouncer into the shift. And that is Peterson. And he gets it across. And 1 down. The 4th inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. There's Andrew Kashner on the bench. Talking baseball.
Absolutely. Talking about how Tillman's mixing it up right now. Nice break and roll right there to get Cabrera.
This one's right at Valencia. Big hop. Low throw. Scooped out by Davis. Nicely done on the back end. Oh, is he so good at that, at scooping those balls up and saving errors.
Yeah, nice play on both ends here. Take a look at Valencia now. Line drive, so he gets right down. Eyes right behind the baseball. Couple shuffles, a little low throw, but there's Davis getting right down there low. It's all about seeing the baseball, and the lower you can get, better chance you're going to have. And Davis down there.
What do you say? I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, nice pick.
Well, Valencia now goes in the shift, and with Bobby Dickerson, you got to pay attention because here Valencia's in the middle. So the second baseman is shading up the middle. When Scope's out there, he's always in right field because of his strong throwing arm.
Yeah, and that frees Manny up over there on the shortstop side. And we've seen with the lefty shift, and you slide Valencia out in the outfield now, Manny can take the bunt away. Manny's got the range to slide over and make those incredible plays on the run. So it's the right way to work the shift with Machado responsible for that left side of the infield.
Now 2-0 on Victor Martinez. Tillman has retired 10 in a row since he walked Cabrera in the first inning. He had hit Candelario, then walked Cabrera, but has retired all 10 batters since. All three. Of course, Chris twice in his career a 16-game winner. Those are his career highs. 2013 for the first time, and then 2016 where he had some shoulder issues late in the year. This last year won just the one game. And there's a 4-pitch walk with 2 men down. So the Tigers get the tying run on with 2 away.
Yeah, a couple borderline pitches right there. You certainly don't want to give him a cookie. Pop it out of here in a hurry. So you got to be careful. Had some nice late movement there at the end, but Martinez is showing the great patience.
There's Jacoby Jones. He's getting a start in left field. Struck out his first at bat. One of 2 strikeouts for Tillman, who has now walked 2, and he's hit about it. Now, one thing about Tillman as an Oriole, he has 73 wins. All of his major league time has been with the Birds. He has 36 wins at Camden Yards, 37 wins in road starts.
Oh.
That's what you look for. You look for consistency for a pitcher who had been at the top of the rotation for a lot of years. Outstanding off-speed pitch. And it's 0-2 on Jones.
Yeah, back-to-back breaking balls right there, and they're just keeping the hitters guessing right now. That's so important for Chris Tillman, and Caleb Joseph back down there. He could put anything. He's got a nice cutter working. He's got the curveball working. And he's got a really good change. So the hitters are seeing 4 pitches now that Tillman's thrown for strikes.
And he got him. So the strikeout on the breaking ball, 3-pitch strikeout after a 4-pitch walk. So a walk and a man left. Our M&T do-ups as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Peterson, Machado, and Jones. National, providing innovative, high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. And a lot of happy faces at the ballpark on this Friday night. How you doing? Thanks for coming. 1-0 game on the Machado solo home run with 2 outs in the first. Fiers in his last start, Mike, it was last Saturday, did not strike out a batter. He picked up a win against Kansas City. Got 4 Ks through 3 innings tonight.
Yeah, most on those high fastballs. So definitely making use of a pitch that's not considered really an overpowering fastball. And take a look. Here's the transition. Last season, the last 3 starts, 0-2 with that 16.50 earned run average. Much better here to start this season. Of course, last year finished up with the Astros. Now they non-tendered him, so maybe they saw something, but they missed out on this start from Fiers. I mean, 2-1 with a 3.71, pretty darn good.
Well, even with Fiers gone, they still had 6 starters for 5 spots down there.
That's true too.
Colin McHugh ended up in the bullpen.
Right.
Peterson the foul bunt, now 1-1 the count. That's a good take, ball 2.
Yeah, that's the enticer, that slow breaking ball. That pitch right there, 67 miles an hour. Now it can vary 67 to the low 70s, but then he'll pop that fastball at the apex of that breaking ball, and that's what makes it so difficult.
Wide to first, Cabrera still moves pretty well, and the flip to Fiers for the out, 1 away. Well, fans, the Orioles will be hosting Tampa Bay again May 11th through the 13th at Oriole Park. And on Saturday, May 12th, you can enjoy a single admission doubleheader beginning at 3:05. Now, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over will receive an Orioles car emblem presented by Easy Pass Maryland. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com. Well, that's good. I need a new one of those on my car. The sun fades them.
Yeah. Are you going to try to peel that faded one off, or are you going to stick the other one right over it?
Oh, maybe I'll do that. I'll save effort.
Save effort. Come on, Jay.
Well, here's Manny. And he'll take a strike. Change up on the first pitch.
Yeah, definitely got to find ways to get through lineups 2 and 3 times. So mixing it up on that first pitch. And definitely don't want to throw Machado first pitch fastball.
Well, Manny, like Trey Mancini, has really been spreading the ball around this year. He now has 15 hits to left field, 15 hits to center field, and 5, just to let them know about it, hits to right field. That is very good production and very good use of foul line to foul line.
Well, it sure is. And the fact of the matter is both hitters, Mancini and Machado, and they're not just slapping balls the other way. They have power the other way as well. So that's what makes them doubly dangerous.
And you can see how confident Manny is right now and how well he's seen the ball, how he didn't chase that pitch. The 1-2 is low again, 2-2.
Well, he has such a great approach. Now he starts open. You know, he had an open stance when he came up here, but I think with the help of Nelson Cruz when he was on this team, really helped him kind of tame and control the lower half. And he's been a little inconsistent the last couple of years, although the numbers outstanding, of course, for Machado. But this year he hasn't faltered. He hasn't missed a beat with his setup. He's very patient with the lower half, not jumping forward at all. And that's what talk about laying off pitches like that. The only way you can is if you see it out of his hand and track it all the way.
They are giving him a ton of room in that right center gap. Expecting him to pull. So from 1-2 to 3-2 on Machado. He has already walked 14 times this year. Chopper to third. Candelario plays the big hop. And another wide throw, but again, Cabrera with nice footwork on the back end. And 2 away. Orioles fans, when the O's score 5 runs or more, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with the promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Those kids would love to have some Papa John's for lunch tomorrow. So would I, come to think of it. It's a night game tomorrow. Here's Adam, popped up to second base his first at bat. He's hitting his last 4 games, so his bat is coming on. And as we showed you earlier, over his last 9 games coming in, a .351 clip.
Yeah, he's been mashing, and he is one of the all-time great Orioles sluggers. How about 557 extra base hits, tying Boog Powell, 5th all-time. Yeah, he is the longest tenured Oriole, and now starting to meet up with some of the all-time great Orioles.
In that home run last night, he had gone 75 at-bats without a home run before he connected off Chris Archer. Got under that one. Who's it going to be? It's going to be the center fielder Martinez. He gets there and fires, has his 3rd consecutive 3-up, 3-down inning. There's no better time to act than today. PNC make today the day.
Yeah, how about Cedric Mullins, outfielder, 13th round pick back in 2015, and he is a prospect now. Last couple spring trainings got into the eyes of Buck Showalter and off to a real good start in Double-A Bowie, 278 with 11 extra base hits. How about the 13 stakes in 17 games? Yeah, considered more of a speed guy, but picking up some clutch RBI as well. Only 23 years old. Look for Cedric Mullins soon.
Well, I hope you're in fair territory. Well, maybe she just wants the home run. She doesn't care about the souvenir. Yeah, Mullins, I so much enjoyed watching him in the spring because every time he got into a game, he did something that you noticed him.
Yeah, absolutely. A solid defender. You know, he's going to give you good at-bats at the plate. And, you know, you talk about prototypical leadoff guys. He could certainly slide into that category. Good speed at the top. He shoots the ball all over the place. Switch hitter as well.
Well, Tillman, who went 6 innings in his last start, even though he took the loss, he did get through 6. Pitching here in the 5th. And pitching very well. When the Orioles acquired Tillman, that was February 8th of 2008. Of course, that was one of the biggest deals that Andy MacPhail made in his tenure with the Orioles. Chris was still in A-ball with the Mariners. That's how young he was when the Orioles acquired him. There's a chopper to third, backhanded by Valencia. Taking his time, and this time a true throw. And one away as McCann bounces out. Savor the flavors of Sarasota, Florida, from fresh seafood to world-class cuisine. Visit savorsarasota.com. But that's, you know, for teams that were rebuilding, and the Orioles certainly were at the time, although Cobb and Cashner came here this year as free agents to bolster the rotation. You need to get players back like Tillman back in that deal in 2008 that have all the potential but are still very young and unproven.
Yeah, find some good young prospects, you know, and I know there's been a lot of talk about the Orioles potentially, you know, going after those type of players, making moves to bring prospects in. But you better have some good scouts out there that understand what they're looking at. And I think, you know, historically, that move getting Tillman and Adam Jones was one of the best trades, I think, in Oriole history.
Sure.
And if they want to get back on track and start, getting those winning years again consistently, they're going to have to find players like Adam Jones and Chris Tillman in some big trades. So, a lot of homework has to be done. Find those young players out there. You just mentioned, or we were talking about the third baseman, Candelario, who was blocked by Bryant in the Cubs organization. You think he's the only player that's blocked by a big league guy?
Right.
So there are players out there that aren't moving, and you give them the right pieces and you can land back a wealth of players.
So 24 pitch first inning, but since then he has been in command.
Yeah, throwing strikes.
It's lined and a base hit over the glove of Machado. Adam Jones running it down out there in left center field. Iglesias can run, and he's going to cruise in the second with a double. So the first base hit for Detroit is a double here in the fifth inning.
Man, that came off hot by Iglesias. Take a look, just staying short to the baseball. Little line drive just out of the reach of Machado. Actually beating Adam Jones out in that gap, allowing him to walk into second base.
Iglesias is now hitting 4 in a row. Picks up his 5th double. Here's Dixon Machado, the number 9 batter, lined out to Jones, his first at bat. So each team now with 1 hit, and the Orioles have the 1-0 lead on Machado's homer. First pitch breaking ball. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, it really is. He's thrown a couple nice ones. Both pitchers kind of pitching similarly right now. Their fastball is not overpowering, but moving them around and throwing strikes. A couple at the top of the zone, both featuring that real slow hook, really to keep the hitters honest and break that balance.
See Caleb gesture with the glove. He was trying to get Machado to chase, didn't do it, but the ball was in a good location.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you want your slider to look like. Start on the white of the plate and then break just off. And you see the Nissan pitch cast there. That is the location you want. Borderline pitch, could have gone either way.
Bounce to third. Valencia has been busy. He'll look the runner back. And again a low throw scooped out by Davis. Boy, Chris Davis has saved Valencia twice.
Yeah, he got in a real good position there. Now Davis has been getting a little bit lower here, getting that ball behind the eyes. Take a look, Valencia getting the big hop, a little shuffle, quick look to the base at second to keep the guy on. But there's Davis, a long stretch and getting low to see this baseball. There's the quick glance at second base, the extra shuffle. Now look at the length Davis creates, and he keeps that ball inside his body. That is the correct way to pick a baseball. Perfect job by the crusher at first.
Whereas Valencia came up as a third baseman with Minnesota, and the majority of his career defensively has been at third base. See the shift on against Leonis Martin with 2 down. Tying run at third. I have a feeling Mr. Valencia is going to have a crash course tomorrow with Mr. Dickerson on those throws.
You know, they've been out there every day. You know, Bobby Dickerson cares more about, these infielders than anybody on the planet. He told them on that last road trip, man, we're going to get home and we're going to start doing some work. And every day they've been out here getting ground balls, working on double plays. Got to tighten up this defense that historically, over the years of Dickerson's tenure, has been one of the best in baseball. Now, some injuries certainly have set this defense back a little bit, but they're working at it, man. They are working hard right now, and they understand the importance that they have to catch these ground balls that are hit right now and pick each other up. Pitchers are going to throw ground balls. They expect these major league infielders to make plays behind them.
So you see Valencia in the middle on the right side in the shift.
Yeah, and Manny sucked in, right? Playing that third base spot right there, taking away the bunt, potential squeeze.
Yeah, Martin, he'll bunt, and he has good speed. Real good pitch. Another good changeup, 1-2.
Tillman flipping him the slow hook and then the change. How about that change? That straight change is devastating, man. He plays it off that fastball. One of the better pitches for Chris Tillman. He made that adjustment a couple years ago because he used to throw the 2-seam changeup, and the hitters could kind of pick up the rotation. They could see the seams on the ball. So then he changed the grip to a 4-seam, playing it off the 4-seam fastball, and it's been money tonight.
The 1-2 with the tying run at third and 2 down. And he wouldn't chase 2-2. Jace Peterson had a session yesterday with Bobby Dickerson. Just the two of them were out there. And I was talking to Jace about getting used to a new coach, and he said one of the things that Bobby told him was, here you catch the ball, you don't field the ball. I found that fascinating, the way that Bobby described that to him. Catch the ball. It sounds simpler.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really the key, playing at the major league level. You want to try to simplify things.
And he went too far on the check swing. That is a big out for Tillman. Tigers strand the tying run at third as Tillman gets his 4th strikeout. He goes upstairs. Martin can't check. PNC make today the day. It's turned into a lovely evening, a little bit on the damp side, but still pleasant. And of course, the folks out there at the rooftop bar in center field, it's always packed up there. Great place to watch the game and visit with friends and congregate, meet new friends. Yep, how you doing out there? They saw themselves on the monitor. There's Chris Davis. Valencia and Alvarez will follow. Chris 0 for 1. He struck out his first at bat. And again, the Tigers, they did this all 3 games in Detroit. This shift on Davis, Mike. On the infield, they're playing him the pull. You see the 3 infielders with Machado out there in right field. But look at Martin in left center field. He is shading well over towards the gap.
Yeah, and the thinking being, and it's not because Chris Davis goes that way, he's not filling up the gap, it's that if Chris Davis hits a fly ball to right field, it's probably going to be up around Utah Street. So if he misses a fly ball and he kind of stays inside it, it might be a weaker fly ball staying in the park over in that left center field gap. So they're just saying a pull fly ball is probably going to be a home run. So cover what's not. And the infield shifted all the way over. So just protecting the weak fly balls.
Gets ahead 2-1. You know, you look at Chris on the homestand, 6 out of 24. All right, 250 batting average, but it's a beginning. You know, as you were saying earlier, you got to get some hits so you feel good about yourself to take the confidence to the plate to expand on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thought he had ball 4, but instead 3-2.
Yeah, a little change kind of dropping in there. He saw a high fastball and he says, okay, I'm going to take this high fastball finally. It's a changeup that kind of settles down into the white of the plate. You see that 5th pitch. Drop it in there.
(3-2) has popped up. Shallow right. There's Castellanos. And he's got it for the out. And 1 away. Well, fans are invited to experience a special yoga session right here on the field at Oriole Park following the June 16th game against the Marlins. Each ticket package purchase will include a ticket to the game along with a post-game yoga session conducted by Baltimore's own Holistic Life Foundation, as well as an exclusive Orioles yoga mat. Ticket packages are available at Orioles.com/yoga. Valencia pops it up. There's Jacoby Jones out there, moves in on it, and 2 quick outs.
Boy, those 2 high pop-ups tell me that they're seeing the ball well, but just trying to do a little bit too much. I mean, those were major league pop-ups that both should have been probably 450-foot home runs. But instead, just the eyes getting big, and that causes that bat head to drop just a little bit, enough to get the high pop-up.
The Fires has retired 12 in a row since Machado's home run. Manny, the only base runner for the O's all night, and he circled the bases.
All right.
Now here's Pedro. He bounced out to third. His first at bat, actually in the shift. Right center field. He got a lot of this one. Back it goes, and that ball is gone. It's into the bleachers. And the Orioles on a pair of solo homers. Machado, now Alvarez with a 2-0 lead.
I like to see that. Oriole hit the long ball. Definitely a huge part of their offense. Pedro Alvarez picking up his 3rd big ball of the season.
And a nice night for our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Yvonne Walker of Glendale. Another $500. So he's got a couple of home runs tonight.
You see the numbers there. 105 miles an hour off the bat. And another home run well over 400 feet.
So that ends the streak of 12 in a row. And here's Craig Gentry.
Take a look at Pedro Alvarez home run, wanting that high fastball, but that top hand comes firing through. Watch the top hand, wham! It turns over at the top, right about contact. And boy, wait when that ball hit the bat. The bull knows it's gone, and so does the Oriole dugout. Couple solo shots tonight.
This one to shallow center field off the bat of Gentry. And that'll retire the side, but the O's add to the lead. Pedro Alvarez goes deep off Fires. His 3rd of the year has put the O's up by 2. Program manager for YouthWorks, which is Baltimore City's summer jobs program that matches thousands of youth annually to summer jobs with area businesses, nonprofits, and foundations. Now this year, over 16,500 Baltimore youth completed a summer job application. Now, Michelle works tirelessly to schedule interviews and ensure that each youth is placed at a work site matching their skills and their interests. And on behalf of Michelle, the Orioles Charitable Foundation will donate $2,500 to the Baltimore Office of Employment Development. The Tillman now with a 2-0 lead. Here's Candelario, and he'll take a strike. So to donate to tonight's Birdland Community Hero, all you have to do is go online, Orioles.com/heroes. And thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, good stuff right there, taking care of the future.
And Candelario was hit by a pitch in the first, and he has since bounced out to third. Another breaking ball.
Yeah, just dropping it in there nicely. I think he's thrown maybe 3 or 4, and all of them been for strikes. You know, and I don't even think the Tigers hitters have offered at it. It's just that slow. They're just giving up on it. But he's And that ability to drop it in there, just stealing strikes with it.
And again, this goes back to the first inning where Tillman was having trouble with the fastball, so Caleb stopped calling it. And he seems to have found his rhythm by going with the off-speed pitches.
Absolutely. You know, and occasionally pop that fastball in. He's not missing. He's all around the plate with all of his pitches, and that's what's you know, helping him be so effective tonight.
The 2-2 is swung on and missed. Got him with another off-speed pitch.
Yeah, so a couple slow breaking balls in this at bat, and then he throws the firmer slider. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track where that fifth pitch ends up. Starts all over the plate, dropping out of the zone. Another well-executed breaking ball from Tillman. And another good call from Caleb Joseph.
So 5 strikeouts now. That ties a season high, and you see how he's distributing the outs. 6 on the ground, 5 in the air, and 5 Ks. Miguel Cabrera will take ball 1. And in a close game, 2-0, this is how you want to face Cabrera.
Yeah.
The tying run's on deck, so you could still go right after Cabrera. Now the Tigers yesterday were shut out by the Pirates 1-0. That was a day game in Pittsburgh.
And a full right-handed shift there for the Orioles.
That's a real good pitch. 2-1.
Yeah, he's just going to force Cabrera to reach out there. I see working that out at third, just catching one with the third pitch.
In the doubleheader in Pittsburgh on Wednesday after getting rained out on Tuesday, the Tigers won the first game 13-10, but then they lost the second game 8-3. So they scored 3 runs total in the last 2 games in this series, and they've been held off the scoreboard here tonight.
Boy, beautiful pitch there, and he is really sequencing, and this is the beauty of watching somebody execute that's got some command. And right now he does have command of his pitches, working in and out. That pitch right there aided by backing him off the plate with the fastball.
Check swing, look out in the dugout.
Real good cutter there, 89 miles an hour. All he could do is fight to protect. Almost catching a piece of Wayne Kirby down there. Yeah, go ahead, Wayne, throw it back at him.
Center field, that chases Jones back. And on the warning track, he's got it for the out. The 2 down here in the Detroit 6th inning. Fans, last Sunday, the Orioles celebrated Earth Day, and they recognized Oriole Park's LEED Gold certification. Each player and coach wore special Earth Day jerseys and caps. Go online at Orioles.com/auctions to bid on these autographed and authenticated game-worn items. All proceeds benefit the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Bidding will close on Sunday. That's April 29th at 8 p.m. So don't miss out. Orioles.com/auctions to place your bid. Castellanos now. He's 0 for 2. Castellanos, 26 years old. He's from the Fort Lauderdale area. He grew up in Davie, Florida. First round pick back in 2010. In fact, he went to the same high school that Alex Avila attended.
Oh my God.
Al Avila's son, who's now with Arizona.
Wow.
Last year, he had career highs in home runs, RBIs, hits, doubles, and triples. And he led the American League in triples with 10. Of course, Comerica Park is designed for triples. This is a blue pitch, trouble. Gentry in on it, and he gets there. Oh, does he cover a lot of ground? So Tillman has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Our Ram do-ups as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Joseph, Mancini, and Peterson. Baseball, the Orioles hosted a fun at-bat event for James Moser Elementary School students at Eddie Murray Field with Michael Gibbons and the Oriole Bird as well. Fun at-bat is a new Shape America baseball-themed physical education program that was recently implemented in Baltimore City Public Schools. And as we can see, Mike, a fun time had by all, and the Bird is always in the middle of it.
Yeah, you love to see that. Obviously, some of the Oriole players getting out in the community, but what a great initiative, trying to get kids out there, obviously playing baseball, but just to get them moving, have some exercise, and have some fun playing the game. Michael Gibbons giving back, obviously, to his community, and the Orioles so good about that here in Baltimore.
Yeah, they sure are. So Michael out there with the youngsters. So he was trying to teach those kids his follow-through. Good luck. Ground ball. That is a fair ball down the line as Caleb gets a base hit. It hugged the bag. Jacoby Jones goes to dig it out, and Caleb has a leadoff double. So the Orioles' first base runner of the night that's on the bases.
Yeah, like to see that. Caleb, like to see him start heating up. Picked up base hit in last night's ball game. Here, first double of the season. Let's take a look. Catching it out in front and just staying fair as it clips the edge of third base. How about that? Yeah, is the worm turning? I think so. Caleb Joseph in scoring position.
And Alfonso Marquez waited until that ball got by him so it didn't hit him to make that call. Good job there by Alfonso. So Caleb had a triple on opening day. That's his first double of the year and his first extra base hit since then.
Wow.
But he's now hitting 3 straight. And here's Mancini with an RBI chance. Center field, Martinez there, and he's got it. So Trey hit it hard, but he hit it right at Martin. The one down here with Joseph at second in the 6th. Well, it's a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. It's rated E for everyone, even Mike Porter.
I would get crushed in that game.
Do you enjoy the video games?
I haven't played those in so long. Yeah.
Jace Peterson now. Jace has grounded out twice. So if all goes well with Jonathan Scope, who now has a schedule set up. Fly to Sarasota on Sunday. Work out Monday and Tuesday, playing the game Wednesday, and then if that all goes well, he heads to Bowie next Thursday. Peterson then can move around. And one of the things that he brings here, Mike, is that if a right-hander is starting, he can play third base, and that gives you Valencia off the bench. So when Scope comes back and he takes over second base for every inning, which he does, it makes Peterson more effective as a player Buck can move around.
Yeah, it just gives Buck a few more options, a little more versatility with the lineup.
When he played for the Yankees and played against the Orioles in the series in New York, he actually played left field.
Right. Well, just a really good athlete. We talked about him playing college football at McNeese State.
Yep.
So, man, you love to see that. Multi-sport athletes.
1-2 on him. And he fights off a good pitch. Yeah, he actually had some scouts looking at him for the NFL. But then when he got drafted by San Diego, he decided just to focus on baseball. It's a good pickup for the O's.
Oh, it sure is. And I think we talk time and time again, the value of a versatile utility type player has just has skyrocketed. I think every team is looking for this type of player, and especially somebody that can be a spark plug type player with this speed.
Doesn't chase that breaking ball, so the count evens 2-2. Caleb with a leadoff double. He's at second with one down.
Good opportunity to get those crucial tack-on runs right here. So Caleb out at second base, got to get a nice secondary lead. take advantage. Saw that ball in the dirt right there. And Caleb was on his toes, ready to advance, but it's that anticipation of those balls in the dirt. Help him get into third.
And the 2-2 is hit towards the middle, and it hits the base. That's a base hit. Caleb Joseph will score. And Peterson trying to get the second. The slide, he is safe at second base. A hustle double. How about that? He hits the base, he turns it into 2, and drives in a run.
Wow, that's some good stuff right there. I mean, that's the stuff to ignite a team. Great base running by Jace Peterson. Better hitting, obviously. Picking up second base. Take a look. Little chopper back up the middle and hits second base. Kicks over the second baseman Machado's head. That allows Caleb Joseph to score. But this is more impressive. A tight turn at first. Head on the baseball. And then he turns on the Jets. Take a look here. Okay, ball kicks off the base. Somebody's got to cover second base. But in the meantime, Peterson, he sees where the right fielder's playing. And that is a big-time baseball play there.
So he's excited, and he should be. So now the Orioles with a 3-0 lead. And here comes Manny Machado, who in the first inning got the O's on top. And they're going to walk him intentionally.
I guess the only downside to that great hustling play by Peterson, open base, and they'll walk Machado.
That's all right. It puts 2 on for Jones. Adam has hit in his last 4 games. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's already had 4 games this year with 3 base hits, Adam Jones.
Yeah. And you know he's a little frustrated right now. He's had a couple fastballs just above the belt that he's popped up. And last night he took a high fastball out into the Oriole bullpen. So he's doing some self-talk. Stay on top of that high heater.
Off speed pitch, he fouls off. So how about Jace Peterson, Mike? He has 2 hits as an Oriole. One was a 2-run double in his debut the other night, and now an RBI double. And he has a flair for the dramatic as he hits it off the bat.
Yeah.
3 ribbies on those 2 base hits, all in support of Chris Tillman.
Well, the type of attitude that we just saw there from Peterson, wanting to take that extra base. That's got to be the mindset of every Oriole player, that they don't have that type of speed.
Yeah, I mean, when he turns it on, that's a different dimension. He really can run.
Yeah, he's had, boy, a couple of the most exciting base running plays of the year so far, just in the last couple days. Of course, stealing third last night when Archer tried to tackle him over there at third base, and then that one there.
0-2 on Jones. Knocked down by McCann. That's a good take on the changeup that bounced.
So a couple pitches down, you got to believe they're going to go back up to the top of the zone, and the hope is that Adam's waiting for it.
A lot of room in the left center gap for Adam Jones. See Martin over towards right center. And he hits it there, but he skies it. So Martin's going to be able to get to it. 2 down on the fly ball at.
Well, let's take a look how they pitched Adam Jones here. That was way off. No high fastballs, but a little slider to start him off with. And there, a little change up on the outside corner. Another change. And how about 3 changes in a row? That's what gets Adam Jones out in front. Another pop up there.
So Adam now 0 for 3. Byers has struck out 4. He's walked only 1, and that's the intentional walk this inning to Manny. And here's Chris Davis with an RBI chance. Chris has 1 ribby on the homestand. So you see Iglesias, the shortstop, moves on the second base side. Candelario stays at third. Upstairs 1-0.
And they've attacked Davis up there as well. We're talking about Jones at the top of the strike zone. Davis is seeing a few of those high heaters as well. That one up and in. Just get the eyes up there. Now they'll probably go down and away. Maybe the change up. I mean, up and in, down and away. That's the old school style of pitching.
Upstairs again for ball 2. Fiers has only faced the Orioles twice in his career, but he's won both starts. In fact, both starts were here at Camden Yards. Last year, while with Houston, he pitched a gem here. 1 run over 7 innings to pick up a win. That was July 21st. Breaking ball in the dirt.
So being real careful here to Chris Davis. Rather take the chances, it seems, with Danny Valencia. And Danny Valencia, of course, longtime major leaguer, mostly in part because of his numbers against left-handed pitching. The word, obviously, on Valencia, trouble with some righties. So I think Fiers going to take his chances against Valencia.
Chris taken all the way. Fiers now 32 years old. It's his 8th season. He has 44 big league wins. So up to 80 pitches here. So very pitch efficient. Jacoby Jones in left field not only is deep, he's towards the line. So he's expecting Davis. Look where he is. Very unusual outfield alignment against Chris Davis. 2 on and 2 down. They got a fastball by him, all that off-speed stuff, and it upset the timing.
Yeah, another one headed to the top of the strike zone.
Johnny Barbado. He was not on the team when the Orioles were in Detroit last week. Runner took off to third, and Peterson does it again. 3 and 2, he was going to run anyway, but he took off and no one there to cover.
Yeah.
So that'll be a stolen base.
Absolutely. Tigers shifted over. 3-2 count. Runner's going to be in motion anyway when nobody's standing at third base. Why even panic about that one? Just off and running.
Fiers didn't see the video of Archer last night. He almost had a collision at third base.
Right. Right. Well, and Fiers a lot smarter. He just stopped running. He didn't go after him.
And Peterson picks up his 2nd stolen base. So Manny will be off now, 3 and 2 from first. Peterson not forced, so he'll play it safe. And Cam wants it upstairs again. And he got him. Another high fastball. Davis down on strikes, and that ends the inning. But the O's get a run through 6. 3-0 O's.
Orioles having some problems in the first inning, but Manny Machado puts them on the board. How about his 9th home run of the season? Then Manny Machado flashing the leather. How about that release? 0.20 seconds, are you kidding me? But the real story, Chris Tillman. Nothing but zeros on the board right now for the O's. Tillman looking sharp, back to his old form. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
So Tillman goes to work in the 7th. He's trying to do something he hasn't done in a couple of years. Go through 7 innings. Last time Chris pitched 7 innings, as you get a look at Michael Givens, August 11th of 2016 at Oakland.
Wow. Well, he's been incredibly efficient after that first inning. And Tigers kind of working him. He has just been cruising through. Caleb taking the foul ball off the mask.
Martinez has walked and flied out. Victor's in the last year of the 4-year extension he signed. Is Miguel Cabrera, the star of this team and future Hall of Famer. He'll be here for a while. He is signed through 2023, Miguel Cabrera. And just for good measure, there are 2 option years after that. 24 and 25.
Just in case he wants to go for 4,000 hits.
Exactly. Hey, they gave it to him.
Yeah.
And a strike at the knees. That's a perfect pitch. 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's not leaving a lot of pitches unless it's the slow breaking ball in the middle of the plate. Really working the edge as well. Mixing up his pitches, and you can just tell the hitter's a little bit in between. They don't know what's coming out of his hand right now. So, you know, he's repeating his delivery. He's finding the same arm slot. And Caleb's giving him a number of those positive glove punches. And another good one there with 2 strikes down in the dirt.
So 2 and 2 on Martinez, leading off here in the 7th.
Another good change. Kept it on that outside corner. Might have been up just enough to give him a chance to get the bat on there and live for another pitch, but keeping it away from that big barrel and working the outer edge.
So 2 and 2 on Martinez. Jones on deck, then McCann. Into the shift. Manny in shallow left field. He's got a lot of time with Victor running. And gets his man and 1 away. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Kisses are delicious. Yes, they are when you got a little sweetie like that. Once upon a time, Allie was that little. Now she's married.
Yeah. And once upon a time, I used to have curly hair like that.
You still do, sort of.
I don't have any hair, man. Come on.
So Tillman now 6 1/3. This officially now the longest outing this year. He went 6 in his last start. There's a bouncer to Valencia. And the throw is true. 2 down.
Looking good. Aggressive in the strike zone. Helped out by the defense. Pretty clean ball game right now for Tillman and the O's.
Here's James McCann, the catcher. He took over last year, which made the GM's son expendable. Alex Avila went to the Cubs. University of Arkansas player. Another really good breaking ball.
Yeah, and just jumping into the count with that slow hook. He's done it a number of times tonight.
And another bouncer. Valencia's been busy. And on the run, he gets his man. So how about that? Chris Tillman threw 7 for the first time since August of 2016. One base hit, 7 shutout innings for Chris Tillman, and what a godsend for Tillman. He needed a solid outing. This has been beyond solid.
I'll say, boy, rough first inning too, and I think just getting out of that first inning without any runs on the board was a huge confidence builder for everybody on the field. And then, of course, Manny Machado coming up with the home run, so everybody feeling a little bit better about this game. But Chris Tillman has been sensational. I mean, he's been all over the dish with all of his offerings, mixing it up, slow breaking ball to steal some strikes, fastball location pretty good, moving it in and out, nice changeup as well. I mean, really keeping this Tigers team off balance. It has been a marvelous performance, really, by Tillman.
And to show you how in baseball, folks, you never know, last night the Orioles got 16 base hits and lost. Tonight they have 4 base hits and have a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you know what? I think last night the fact that they pounded out those 16 hits obviously helped. I think hits in general build confidence, and when you can put 16 on the board as a team, you know everybody's feeling a little bit better about themselves. Now, Fiers pitched it pretty well against the Orioles, and but the Orioles finding a way. You know, solo shot by Machado, solo shot by Alvarez. You know, putting a few runs on the board. Hopefully that's enough. But a nice line by Fiers as well. Very efficient. 4 hits on the board, but the 3 runs. You know, a couple solo home runs there. Only 82 pitches thrown, but now the Tigers got to go into the bullpen. Johnny Barbato just called up from AAA. 6 games this year in the minor leagues with impressive numbers. 1-7. Good fastball, slider, curve combination for Barbato.
So he'll take over here as Danny Valencia will bat. Alvarez and Gentry will follow. Danny struck out and flied out. Check swing, and he went too far. Richard Blyer now getting loose. There's a base hit for Valencia. So Danny read the memo. He goes the opposite way.
Yeah. Nice adjustment there by Valencia.
Let's get a look at our fourth drive of the game. It came off the bat of Pedro.
How about Pedro Alvarez? Get that top hand working. Yeah, solo shot, a blast into the night, right center field. And the Orioles up by 2. Pedro Alvarez and the Oriole bat starting to heat up for sure.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. We're behind Valencia. So Johnny Barbado, 25 years old, born in Miami.
Look at this pitch, a little spiked slider right there, and McCann just making that an instinctive baseball play. When you're a base runner at first base, you see the ball in the dirt, you're going to take an extra little shuffle, and he was trying to hustle it down there to first base, catch Valencia.
Center field gets into another one. Martinez back at the bullpen. That ball is gone. There's a 2-home run game for Pedro. And Richard Blyer, he does it all. He's getting loose to come in the game. He catches a home run ball.
To bring in the game ball. Pitch with that.
So Pedro's first multi-home run game of the year. Darren O'Day usually catches the home run balls, but Blyer was already up.
Pretty impressive. I'll tell you what, a couple really good at-bats to start this inning. Danny Valencia, how about making an adjustment on the slider, staying with it, backing it up, shooting it to right field, and then of course cherry on top, the bull.
El Toro. So Pedro gets in the one, and this one just kept on going.
Yeah, a little fastball about center cut, and he got through it straight away center field. There's Richard Blyer out there on the bump in the bullpen.
0-1 on Gentry.
Take a look at some of the StatCast numbers here for the Bull. Boom, off the bat, 108 miles an hour. A little steeper with that launch angle to make it look good. And how about 421 feet away? That's a big ball.
I'm not sure of that form out there with Blyer. You know, pitchers are supposed to be good shaggers. He kind of flinched.
Maybe he was expecting O'Day to come up behind him.
Yeah, Darren usually controls all the home run balls hit out there. So Pedro has made Yvonne Walker another $500. Our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game is having a big night with 3 long balls by the O's. There's a bouncer to third. And Valerio gets the hustling Gentry, 1 away.
Candelario over there at third base. He's got an easy cheese coming out of the right arm. Looks like he's taking a little nap, and boy, it comes out hot. Nice play by the young third baseman.
There's Mr. Britton. Good to see Zach back on the bullpen mound. That is a beautiful view, that fan. Taking a shot out towards the bullpens.
The original foul pole down there
at
Memorial Stadium back in 1954.
You didn't play in that game, right?
No.
Well, you sounded like you were fond of the pole, so I thought.
Well, I just know there's a nice little plaque on there and that they brought it over from Memorial Stadium.
So Tillman looks like his night is done with Blyer getting loose. Blyer's been on a tear, and the Tigers right now just not hitting. Popped up, slicing towards the grandstands. And reaching in. Did he get it?
Oh, wow.
And he got it. Castellanos got it. What a play.
He just took it away for the fans. Come on, don't you want a foul ball down there? Take a look. I mean, he's trying to find the wall, and then he just snatches it away from the fans. Reaches up in there, and that's my ball. How about an out? With the second out of the inning. Just taking it away. Kid's a little upset.
Come on, man. That was mine.
Yeah, he just lost a fan.
Ball hog. Oh, that's great. Here's Trey, who's 0 for 3. Lined out hard to center field his last at bat. 3 for 16 on the homestand, but it's been a tough homestand for him because of the knee injury. The other day in the clubhouse, before he returned to action, he was trying on the new knee brace that they have him wear.
Yeah,
while the injury heals. Yeah, you could see it through the pants like that. When you're not accustomed to wearing something like that, you really do got to get used to it. Breaking ball taken high.
Yeah, a little cumbersome down there. Yeah, Trey said, he says once he's in motion, he doesn't really think about it. It's when he stops. That's when it starts throbbing. So that's when he feels the pain.
It's a by him, 2-2.
Man, he's throwing a couple nasty pitches there. I think that's a split finger. He's dive bombing on the plate.
Another player originally drafted by San Diego is Pedro's saying to Zach Britton, yeah, I'd hit your sinker out like that. Right to Iglesias. Ooh, tough hop. In true hands, and he gets it to first. And the inning ends. But the Orioles get 2 huge insurance runs. Pedro Alvarez's 14th career multi-home run game has put the Orioles up 5-0.
This game kind of struggling a little bit. Better start in his last outing, looking for something a little better today. How about one of his best starts in over a year? Unbelievable. We talk about some off-balance hitters, high fastballs, breaking balls, changeups, sliders, cutters. Tillman had it working tonight, and Caleb Joseph worked him to 7 strong innings. Just 1 hit on the board for Chris Tillman. Pretty impressive performance. Couple walks, 5 punch-outs, only 98 pitches thrown. Nice job by Tillman. He's going to give way to Richard Blyer, probably the hottest arm out of the Oriole bullpen. A couple wins with a .57 earned run average. He can get the ground balls for sure. 61% on the ground.
Greg Gentry moves from right to left field, so Mancini's out of the game, and Anthony Santander now in the game in right. Wow. That ball moved about 4 feet, and still he made contact.
Had to, or would have hit him. Yeah, nasty pitch right here. He cut the fastball. He can sink it. Great late movement. Not overpowering, but boy, it gets on these hitters quick. How about that? That would have definitely hit him if he had to make contact.
Manny will have to charge. Iglesias hustles. And look at that. He gets it there just in time.
Yeah, Manny's starting to get a better feel out there for the timing at shortstop. He's made some sensational plays. Nice read right there, coming in, cutting down the distance. We saw him on a shift, playing as far back at the shortstop hole as I've ever seen anybody. A good 20 feet back there to get Victor Martinez. So starting to settle in nicely out there at shortstop. Good to see.
Dixon Machado, the number 9 batter, he's 0 for 2. Blyer has a streak going, Mike. He's gone 8 consecutive games without allowing a run, and that has covered 12 in the 3rd innings. And he was telling me the other day he's very effective. It doesn't seem to matter whether it's lefties or righties. He has pitches to get them both out. But he was telling me that his approach is he throws the ball for the middle of the plate because he knows it's going to move. And he has a cutter, and he's got a 2-seamer, and he's got the breaking ball, of course. But it's an interesting approach. Just put the glove in the middle. I'm going to try to hit the glove, and I know the ball's going to move.
Right. I think that's Zach Britton's theory as well, with that nasty sinker he possesses. And when the ball moves like that, hey, I mean, God bless you. I mean, he has incredible movement, good sink action, cut movement as well. Zach Britton, arguably the best sinker in the history of the game.
There's a good breaking ball. So when you have weapons to get out either side of the plate, it's a predominantly right-handed hitting lineup for the Tigers. If Buck Showalter can bring him in, no problem.
Yeah, Buck Showalter probably has as much faith in Blyer as anybody in the pen right now.
Valencia cuts in front of Manny, and then 2 ground ball outs. Orioles getting a lot of ground ball outs here tonight. We hope you can join us tomorrow. More O's action. Middle game of the 3-game series with Francisco Liriano on the mound against Andrew Kashner. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with O's Extra. Game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN. See the shift now employed for Leonis Martin as Valencia goes over. There's the pitching matchup for tomorrow. Liriano was very good against the Orioles in Detroit. Veteran left-hander.
And Cash, you know, he had his eye on Chris Tillman, how he was mixing things up, stealing some strikes with the breaking ball early to get into the count, moving the fastball around. I mean, the starting pitchers take note. How you having success against this lineup? And the veteran pitcher Kashner, he obviously had his eyes on Tillman.
Martinez 0 for 3. Michael Givens again. Bouncer into the shift. Peterson's going to cut in front of Valencia, who pretended he threw the ball to first. See, it's fun when you have a lead.
That's right.
We'll head to the bottom of the 8th with the O's in front. The ball keeps finding Danny Valencia.
Yeah, Valencia having some fun down there at the hot corner, but having some help from Chris Davis over first base. And he says, hey, don't worry, I got you right here. The low throw, and Davis staying inside it with a nice pick. How about again here? Valencia, a little time, a little shuffle down there, and a low throw. And Davis, I got you, baby. It's called helping your teammates out. Great example there, and a big reason why the Orioles have this 5-0 lead.
Well, there have been 7 ground balls hit to Valencia here in this game. Barbados stays on. Here's Peterson. That one nearly hit him down and in. Manny's on deck, and then Adam Jones here in the 8th. Michael Givens, who was getting loose, is now sitting down in the bullpen. So Blyer with a quick inning. Maybe he'll pitch the 9th. Maybe not.
Valencia's ready. He's not taking the glove off.
Now 2-0 the count on Peterson. There's a line drive and another base hit for Jace. And this time Martin hustles over to get it, knowing that Peterson hustles down the line and is always looking to stretch.
Yeah, Peterson got a couple extra gears in there. Take a look. Nice swing by Peterson, picking up the clean base hit to the outfield. But when you have that kind of speed, look at the outfielders close on that ball, try to keep him right there at first base.
So the leadoff man on again. Second straight inning. Third straight inning, actually. Joseph led off the 6th with a double. And here's Manny Machado. And they have to pitch to him now. With the man on at first.
Cutting the high fastball loose there. Big arm, 95 miles an hour. But really likes the breaking ball. Seen a couple good splitties too. Trey Mancini. A couple nasty pitches down at the bottom of the zone.
Whoa! Manny got out of the way just in time.
Yeah, that one just got away from him. I don't think there was any intent there. I think it just slipped the grip. It was a change up with that split finger. 85 miles an hour, and he just lost it.
Ooh, it was head high.
Yeah. Definitely gets a little scary in there. Nice job by Manny. Quick reactions.
And Peterson now in scoring position with nobody down. Two and one on the pitch outside. And a base hit from Machado the other way. Peterson will score easily, and it's 6-0 Baltimore. And another opposite field hit from Machado.
That makes it look easy. Manny Machado straightaway center with a home run. And then the shift on him with a runner in scoring position. A little slider staying up enough for Manny to get a good look at it, and he just shoots it the other way. Just past the diving Machado at second base, and the speed of Peterson. Just another mark on the board for the Orioles.
So for Manny, his team leading 11th multi-hit game, and it's his 6th multi-RBI game. Here's Adam Jones. The other thing about Manny, Mike, and the consistency he has shown this year, he's gone the entire season, now 26 games, without going back-to-back games without a hit. Each time he's been held hitless, and it's only 5. He had hits at 20 to 25 coming in. He did get a hit the next game.
And I guarantee you those offers, there's a couple hard hit balls in there as well.
0-1 on Adams, still nobody out. The Tigers in this game have had just 3 base runners. In the first, and who knew that'd be their best and only chance, Candelario hit by a pitch, and Cabrera walked with 1 down. Ron Gardenhire saw the rally short circuit As Adam Jones pops it up to shallow center. Martinez was deep, but he'll get there. And there's the first out. Actually, excuse me, 4 base runners, because Tillman walked 2. He walked Victor Martinez in the 4th, and then the double by Iglesias in the 5th, which is the only hit that Detroit has.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff, obviously, by Tillman. Well, Blyer here at the end.
Richard Blyer with Roger McDowell. Givens gets up again, so it looks like he will come on. Here's Chris Davis. Pedro Alvarez, a 2-home run game. He now has 4.
Trouble with that high fastball. Been targeting up there quite a bit on Chris Davis.
Wants it upstairs again, does McCann. So 2-1 on Davis. Chris in his last 13 games, 12 hits and 5 RBIs plus a home run. So he's slowly coming out of it. Obviously, he'd like to go 4 for 4 every night. Got under that one. Martinez again in center field, and 2 men down.
Yeah, still just staying up there around the numbers. You know, those borderline pitches that look so good with the high pop-ups for outs.
Here's Valencia. Danny led off in the 7th with a single, and he scored ahead of Alvarez on the home run. Well, there's some real good signs in this game here tonight as Machado takes his lead, in particular with Alvarez. Pedro was 1 for 21 on the homestand before tonight without a ribby. And he hits 2 home runs and drives in 3.
Pretty good day for the Bull.
See the batting average, .218 coming into tonight and averaging 2.7 runs per game. So the homestand 6 games, those numbers very low, and they're beginning to break out of it. They had 16 base hits last night, and they have 8 hits tonight. Off the end of the bat, but again it hangs for Martinez. So he gets 3 in a row hit to him, and the inning ends. O's get another run. We head to the 9th. 6-0 Birds.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, a time through this starting rotation, of course, starting with Tillman, the starters went 0-5 with a 6.75 earned run average. Now, I would be remiss not to mention that Kevin Gausman had a pretty good outing in there, lasting 7 innings. But tonight, Chris Tillman really turning things around and being the stopper for this rotation. 7 strong innings, only 1 hit on the board, and you hope this is when they start passing the baton and everybody has these quality starts. And, of course, the offense picking it up as well. Michael Givens now coming in out of the O's bullpen. Sitting at 238 overall off Givens.
He'll face Jeimer Candelario. There's a little bloop. Manny in the shift, runs it down. That's a fair ball and 1 away on 1 pitch. Well, 1 away on the pop-up to short. Orioles baseball on MASN brought to you by the hotels at BWI.com. Minutes from BWI Marshall, Amtrak, and Interstate 95. Discover the convenience of the hotels at BWI.com. And Buck and the Birds 2 outs away from snapping the 5-game losing streak and getting their 2nd win on the homestand. They won the first game against Cleveland, then dropped 5 in a row. 3 to the Indians and 2 to Tampa Bay.
Well, I know just that start from Chris Tillman should be a big lift for this Oriole clubhouse. You know, to have him back, one-time ace for this staff, obviously, and talk about the troubles over the past year. But last 2 starts, pretty impressive. This one especially impressive for Tillman.
He's 2 outs away from his first win since May 7th of last year. That is a foul ball, just foul down the line. Cabrera thought it might have bounced over the base. I guess the book disagreed. Foul back. Givens gets ahead 1-2.
A big shift here on Cabrera in the last 2 swings. Looks like he's just trying to back that fastball up and shoot it to right field.
And he got him. Real good off-speed pitch.
How about that? The Hall of Famer, or future Hall of Famer. A little nod of approval on the nasty slider from Givens. There you go. Wow, nice pitch. Thank you very much. A beautiful job by Givens.
Givens owns Miguel Cabrera. He's 0 for 5.
All right.
Hey, you got to start somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
So here's Castellanos. Foul back.
Yeah, a couple of swings on the Givens fastball, a little tardy. And just pick it up a little too late. You know, Givens turns his back to the hitter. And from that sidearm slot, a little tougher to pick up. And he's always had great velocity with the fastball.
Well, Givens worked yesterday and he was very sharp. He did allow 1 hit but no runs. He's had a little bit of a tough period here, but he's put together back-to-back scoreless appearances. And he's not away from a 3rd straight. If the starters continue getting deep in games, the bullpen will settle down. Fewer outs needed by the bullpen means that the pitchers stay sharp. They're not overused. Alex Cobb with Bundy on the bench. Here's Mr. Gausman. Andrew Cashner will go tomorrow. Zach Britton will go in June. Fans want a strikeout to end it. Ground ball against the shift. Peterson over. Does he have a play? Not in time. That's a hustle base hit for Castellanos. So that time the shift hurt.
Yeah, and I think Michael Givens aware of the shift. Everybody over there on the left side of the infield. And 2 strikes. Just kind of shooting it the other way. So Givens almost diving after this pitch going by him. Take a look at the effort back up through the middle, actually leaving his feet, getting dirty. And Peterson, the deep angle to keep it from getting into the outfield. But Castellanos just sniffing out that base hit. A little extra speed down there, beating it out by a step.
Only the second base hit for Detroit. Last time the Orioles had a one-hitter, August 29th of last year against Seattle, as Victor Martinez comes up. Dylan Bundy pitched that one-hit shutout. Pedro Alvarez, a big night with a pair of home runs, 3 RBIs. Manny hit a home run. This Manny leads the team with 9 home runs. He also leads the team now with 19 RBIs. Excuse me, he has 20, he has 2 RBIs tonight.
A lot of smiles. Look at when the Orioles put some runs up.
We're 0-2 on Martinez. And again, he fights it off to stay alive. Yeah, when the Orioles were in Detroit last week, Victor, in an article, Castro doing the flip, trying to get the ball to stick up there. But Victor hinted that he may just retire at the end of the year, whether or not the Tigers want him back or not. He's 39. He's in his 16th season. He's had a good run.
I'll say.
Upstairs, 1-2.
I know Buck Showalter's, since his time here, has always talked about Victor Martinez, and always have loved to have him part of the team. Just a great veteran switch hitter.
That one goes all the way back to the screen. So the wild pitch allows Castellanos to get the second.
Everybody's heads are up now with all these shifts going on. Bases are vacant as this ball came back out there. Take a look at Michael Givens and the kickback. Whoa, right across the shoe tops. Givens was checking out third base. He was about ready to run somebody down.
Well, if Castellano wants third base, he's going to take it, and he does. Orioles just let him have it. And time was not back in play yet, so he has to go back. There was still time out at the plate. That's embarrassing. Martinez was not yet back in the box, so he's like, come on, man. He goes now, and it's fouled off, so he'll have to go back again. Bruce Breckman saying, your hitter's not in the box yet. Can you wait? With a 6-0 lead, they're not worried about that run. 2 men down. He can have third base if he wants it. Struck him out, and the losing streak is over. First team shutout since September 1st of last season, and it's a 2-hitter. Pedro Alvarez had a pair of home runs. Manny hit one out. And the Orioles snapped their 5-game losing streak. 6-0 the final at Camden Yards.